Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are so excited you're here. I'm Nikki McCutchen. I will be your host this evening. The call will be for about 30 minutes tonight, and so we are just going to be going over this amazing technology that we literally have been watching it change live for years now. I've been doing this for 3 years, just watching it from the very beginning begin to change people's lives. So we're super excited to share it with you tonight. We're going to start with our medical disclaimer. What we'll be sharing tonight is for informational and educational purposes only. All the products we discuss are not intended to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any disease. If you are on medications or have medical concerns or are pregnant or nursing, just like embarking on any new health regimen, diet, or fitness program, please make sure to check with your preferred healthcare practitioner first. And with that, what we are going to be talking about tonight is this amazing little patch technology. So as I'm talking, please feel free you can type questions in the chat if there's something coming to your mind. Don't hesitate to use that chat. And then at the end, there will be time for you to be able to ask questions as well. So we definitely want you to have, whatever time you need to come on and ask those questions. So this technology is FDA recognized and compliant as a general wellness product. Through the FDA. It's a class 1 medical device. It's completely non-transdermal. What that means is there's nothing transferring from this patch into your body, okay? It's completely sealed on both sides with medical grade plastic and a hypoallergenic adhesive. So most people are used to some type of patch that is transferring something into the body, a vitamin patch, a nicotine patch, an estrogen patch, something like that. That's putting something into your body, a pain patch. This works completely different from that. Okay. There's nothing else on the market that works and does the way that this does what it does. So it has a 96% effectiveness rate. Okay. Which is jaw dropping. All right. That's truly remarkable in a health and wellness industry that's looking for things that are above 30% effective. Like that's things get put on the market, whether it's supplements or other things, they're looking for something higher than that. So this has a 96% effectiveness rate. It's extremely affordable, pennies on the dollar when I give you a comparison. It is patented technology. So we have over 200 patents. There's over 90 clinical studies. So you can be rest assured that it is very scientifically backed. The company's been around for 20 years now. So the science is there and it's been proven, and we're just continuing to do more clinical studies and more testing. And we have a technology coming out that's even, lined up for the next 7 years to keep us ahead of the industry and really offering people technology and health technology that is ahead of the industry, truly working with the way that God designed our bodies, which is what I love so much. So I talked about that 96% effectiveness rate. Okay. What's so cool is that just last year we won the Biotech Year of Stem Cell Technology of the Year award. Okay. That is combined with our Cellergize Morning. Okay. This is a supplement that you can take. It's phenomenal. So these two combined actually have 100% effectiveness rate. Okay. This is a very prestigious award that we won. The amazing thing about this is that it's not a requirement that you take this to have this patch technology work, but if you have deficiencies in electrolytes, so magnesium, potassium, sodium, deficiencies in copper, the balance of copper and zinc in here is in the appropriate ratios. It also has amino acids as well. So if you're deficient, if you're vegan, then and you need some extra alanine, then that's going to be in here as well to help this technology to optimize what this technology can do for you. So winning that award is truly phenomenal. So if I'm going to give you a kind of sort of comparison of what you could think of would be a stem cell injection. Again, it's not a great comparison, but when we're talking about getting regenerative cells, or the fact that we won that stem cell technology of the year award, when you're talking about getting regenerative cells up and moving again in the body, this is doing that naturally. Okay. This is helping those regenerative cells be restored to a healthy, younger state. A stem cell injection is going to cost thousands and thousands of dollars. It's usually going to go into one area, and they tell you when you go in to have one, we have no idea if it's going to work for you. Okay. You're not getting anything like 96% effectiveness rate, which which is what's truly remarkable. The other thing about an injection is that your body then has to be able to use that. And the way that happens is it actually breaks that apart first, then it has to put that back together to be able to use it. This is going right to the source. This is turning on from the source a very specific peptide that helps regenerative cells get up and get working, plus a whole lot more, which is why I'm saying it's not a great comparison. So let's break this down. How does this actually work? It works through a process called photobiomodulation, and that is a big word for light making change in the body. So I'm going to break this down as well. So when you step out into the sun, even though we don't have very much right now, it's so cold here, but when you step out into the sun and the sun hits your skin and your eyes, it tells your body to make vitamin D. That vitamin D then goes and does what it was already designed to do in the body anyway. This works the same way, only we don't need the sun. Our body then becomes the light and the heat source that reflects off the center of that little white circle, the center of that patch, then signaling a very specific peptide to do what it was designed to do. So when we're explaining how this light comes out of our body, a great way to think of this is when you're watching a movie and they're talking about, or they're seeing something at night through night vision goggles, and they're talking about seeing a heat signature. That heat signature scientifically is a low-grade infrared light. And also, again, logically, like if you think about it, you're seeing multiple colors of light. That is a light source, a heat source that's coming. It's creating, that light is creating heat off of our body. That hits the center of this patch. It reflects back into the body at a very specific frequency, turning on GHK copper peptide. Okay, GHK copper peptide is classified as the fountain of youth. There are over 50 years of research. This was found over 50 years ago. There are so many studies on GHK copper peptide. And if you follow any kind of health industry things, GHK copper peptide or copper peptides are now very much becoming a buzzword. Like they're very much popularizing. People are talking about it. They're talking about doing peptide injections. All of these things are becoming much more mainstream. This is a peptide therapy. Only no injections, no chemicals. There's nothing going into the body, nothing invasive. So completely non-invasive, which is amazing. So your body doesn't have to break anything down. It just gets signaled to start working. Just like when you go to the gym and you start to exercise, you're telling your muscles that you need them to do a very specific job. And so they get up and they start to work. This is the same thing, only this is the light switch. This is the signal that happens, turning on that frequency, telling that GHK copper peptide to get up and get working. So GHK, if you Google it, you're going to get a very long list of things that it does in the body. Again, there's 50 years of research on this. So it does a ton of different things in the body. That's why this is not a great comparison to a stem cell injection. One of the things that I talk to people about is those regenerative cells, getting those up, resetting 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state. So now we're talking about your DNA, in your DNA, being able to reset those genes to a younger, healthier state so that they continue to work on your behalf like they worked when you were 25. So we're not just talking about a technology that's an anti-aging product, which again, that's another huge buzzword. We're actually talking about age reversal. I'm not sure I've seen anything yet. I look at a lot of health, articles and, just all kinds of health information. I haven't seen things talk about age reversal. Okay, so that's what we're talking about when we're able to get up regenerative cells that can go anywhere and become anything in the body, versus an injection is targeted specific to one area. With this technology, your body gets to decide. So if it needs to be in some organ somewhere or your blood or wherever, your body gets to decide that and send those regenerative cells to do the job that they were created to be and become whatever it is that your body wants it to become, so that it can have the help, the vitality, the support that it needs so that your body can operate the way that God designed it, which is optimally. Ultimately, we were designed to operate optimally. So that's the first thing. The next thing is your cardiovascular system. So this is why we get into how this is so much more just fantastic of a technology for your overall vitality and body. This is going to support your entire cardiovascular system at the mitochondrial level, okay, turning on that ATP so that your heart has support, your blood vessels have support, the lining of your blood vessels have support. So and the crazy thing is that again, it's resetting it to a younger, healthier state. So having all of those things working on your behalf in your cardiovascular system, cardiovascular disease is the number one killer. Okay. So if we could have our cardiovascular system working better for us, yes, please sign me up for that. I definitely want that. So the third thing is your brain. Okay. Our brain, we need our brain for all of the thinking, all of the talking, anything that we do comes from a signal in our brain so that our body can work optimally. So if this was the only thing that this technology had done for me, it would have been by far enough for me to continue to stay on it. I was starting to experience, some brain fog, lack of clarity. Like I would forget things easily. I would forget a conversation or like a question that I asked my kids. All of that completely turned around. And now I'm able to recall conversations. I'm remembering things, all of the things that I used to do 15 years ago that were no problem, that I was just kind of chalking up to old age. And this is just the way it goes. This is not the way that it has to go. That's what's so amazing is that we have this tiny little patch you can put on your body for 12 hours, put it on anywhere you want to. We do have clinically tested spots, but you put it on your body. I put mine on when I get up in the morning. I take it off when I go to bed. So 12 hours on, 12 hours off. The next day I put on a brand new patch. It doesn't get any easier than that. There's nothing else I can tell you in the health world that gets any easier than that. Even drinking water is more difficult than that. Some people. So anyway, it could not be easier. The next thing is your collagen. So your collagen, most people think is just hair, skin, and nails, but it's not. It's literally the glue that holds your entire body together. The ligaments, the fascia, the tendons, the meridian system in your body that's communicating through your entire body is made up of tiny little pieces of collagen fibers all throughout your body. So the lining of every single organ is encased in collagen. So if I can utilize a technology that is going to benefit my collagen along with my regenerative cells, it's why people get widespread results. And we don't know what it's going to do for one person over another based on everybody's bodies being different, but your body knows best. So when you utilize this technology, it's smart technology. It's what is going to be best and be most helpful for your body, which is what's so amazing. So the next thing is your immune system. Right now, last few weeks, I'm constantly hearing about people being sick, talking about allergies. They're going to the doctor. The doctor tells them, no, you don't have strep. It's just a virus. Like all this crazy stuff. And my immune system is working fantastically. And I'm around all these people. So I am so very thankful for this technology. So, and the other thing is that a lot of times we think our immune system is just that colds, flu season, all that kind of stuff. Your immune system is what controls whether you get some type of disease or not. Okay, period. So I've just told you some amazing things across the board, just 5 things. If you look up GHKCU, there's over 80 different things that this helps to support in the body, which is why it's classified as the fountain of youth. So if I can get all of that by putting on one tiny little sticker, if I took you all down to my medicine cabinet and I showed you all of my vitamins that I take, all these different, things, I can't even imagine if I was lining up what I thought I would need to take to support my brain the way that this supports my brain, or to support my cardiovascular system the way that this supports my cardiovascular system. I would spend far more than I have ever spent on these patches just to do that when I am researching and looking at what are going to be most beneficial, supplementation to support those areas. Not only that, with supplementation, your body, the process your body has to go through to even use that supplement fully, okay? The bioavailability of the supplement, what does that look like? How is your body actually going to use it? The ingestion of it, okay? Then being able to break that supplement down properly, then being able to grab onto the supplement and transport it to wherever it needs to go. And then for that cell to be able to grab onto it and absorb it the way that it needs to be absorbed. And then that cell to be able to actually use the supplementation. So even if a supplement has a 40%, effectiveness rate, it may not be for your body, because if you have breakdown in any of that chain at any one of those places, then it's not going to be as effective as you want it to. Does that mean I don't take supplements? No, I still take supplements, but this bypasses all of that, every single one of those systems, and turns on from the base of what we were created with to tell it to start working the way that it was designed to do. Flipping on that light switch so that electricity just comes on and it goes and does what it's supposed to do. That is what's so amazing about this technology. So I always tell everybody, asks, how long do I have to wear this, Nikki? I was sitting with a gal today and she was like, I just don't think that there's any way that I can ever go a day of my life without a patch on me anymore. And I was like, I completely agree. I definitely, because there's nothing else that will turn on GHK copper peptide. There's no amount of exercise. There's no amount of fasting. There's no amount of proper diet and eating that can turn on GHK copper peptide the way that this does from the base, so that your body will do it the way that it needs to. We are all just walking down this aging process in life. All of us are in the same boat. We're all going in the same direction. Okay. By the time we're 30, half of our regenerative cells are no longer working on our behalf. By the time we're 60, we only have about 10% that are any longer working the way that they are supposed to. So it's why between 30 and 60, we see these lists of things that people start to get: aches, pains, illness, disease, whatever they are. So if I can reset that, turning those back on to a younger, healthier state, that means I can hopefully avoid some of those things. My body can operate at a higher optimal level of vitality, strength, stamina, energy, endurance, all of those things, so that I can do what I'm called to do each and every day, whatever God calls me to. And that's how I want to function until Jesus comes to get me or he takes me home. So I want every day to be wonderful and not have it be, with all of the problems that I've seen in my own family and things that have happened that are very stressful and very sad to watch and go through. So I'm going to tell you, give it 6 months to a year, especially if you have a list of things going on, especially if you're 60 or over. You got to give it a year so that you can get back into your doctor, that you can have that regular blood work, those regular test results done, so that you can see what's going on, what the benefits have actually been. Because this is not a quick fix. Okay. This is not something that happens quickly. Anytime we're dealing with regeneration, it's going to take time. And so you need to be willing to invest in your health. So investing in your health is a privilege. It is a privilege. It is not a chore to invest in your health. It's a privilege that we have the bodies that we have, that we can have the health and vitality that we can have, that is available to us here, and to allow our bodies to operate optimally. And so I'm going to tell you 6 months to a year to really see what it's going to do for you. And if you get to that place and you see those results, you're going to be like me, that you're not ever going to want to stop utilizing the technology. So, and hopefully you're going to feel it. Hopefully you will feel it. I felt it in my cognition. I felt it in my energy. Oh, y'all, that was a big one too. Just to have more energy and feel good each and every day was truly, that was a game changer for me. So my husband feels nothing, just so you all know. We see it in his test results. So he keeps wearing the technology for 3 years because we see it in the changes that are happening in the test results. He doesn't have any pain. He doesn't have anything like that. So there's nothing, for him to, he just knows that it's going to help his body work better and work optimally. So what questions can we answer for you? I'm trying to think. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's see. Who has some questions or wants to share a story? You can unmute yourself. You just clicking the mute button. You can raise your hand. It's totally up to you.
Yeah, I can share something, Nikki.
Awesome.
The other night I was getting ready for bed and my knee kept like spasming or pulsating. And I started to, and I was like, oh my goodness, what is going on? So, of course, I go to my first aid kit, which is my patches. And I was like, I'm definitely putting a carnosine on this. And as soon as I put it on there, it stopped. And I was like, oh, thank you, Lord.
Yes, absolutely. It's amazing. And usually the Eon works like that for me, but I know the carnosine works that way for some people too. Yeah, I've had some spasms and I have used the Eon like that as well. I did one time I did have a carnosine in my bag. And I went ahead and grabbed that, being worried that it wouldn't work because I didn't have the Eon. But it did. Actually, Leslie was with me when that happened. Like my toes were like freaking out together. Like they were like all, I was just having like a foot cramp. And I just held that carnosine on there. I didn't even attach it. I just held it on there. And finally my feet released. So yes.
I saw it happen for real.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Like you were like, okay, like, I don't know, possessed feet or something. Like I
No, it was a miracle.
I mean the way that they were like stuck together all funky though, that was that's crazy. Yes. Anybody else? I was trying to find, I try to write down what people tell me. Oh, here I found it. So I had somebody the other day tell me that they were not feeling on edge anymore. So they could really feel their system calming out, which is so nice. They were sleeping better. They didn't feel like they were in that fight or flight all the time anymore. And they actually had an appointment to go to a sleep clinic. And they canceled that because they were sleeping so much better. So when you give your body what it needs, it's amazing. Now we were designed to heal. So now our body has the support that it needs to do those things. So anyway, any other questions or things that we can answer for you? Well, for those of you who are new tonight, we will do a drawing. Did everybody put their name in the hat to get to win 5 days free of the technology? Dina, I know you're here. I don't see anybody else. Anybody else new? I don't think there's anybody
There's
else.
an iPhone 2 doesn't have a name.
Okay. Yeah, iPhone 2, whoever you are, if you are brand new, we would love to be able to enter you in the drawing for the 5 days free of our X39 technology. If you want to tell us who you are, or if you want to put your name in the chat so we can get you in the drawing, just give, I know if you're on the phone, it's kind of hard to find the right button to hit the chat. Oh, these are recorded as well. You can find them on my YouTube channel just under Nikki McCutchen, or we also have an amazing website. So our website is patchtheway.com, P-A-T-C-H theway.com. And you can go there. We have all kinds of great videos. There's a little button that says click here. If you click that button, it will instruct you to enter the passcode LIGHT. That will actually get all of the studies to come up across the top. Those will pop up for you if you like to read clinical studies and you'd like to see that scientific documentation. That is all there for you to read it, but there's all kinds of videos on there. It's a fantastic website. So definitely use that. Be sure that you will, that you get back to the person who invited you to the call. Tell them you're ready to get started. Don't wait another day. I cannot tell you the number of people now that I've been doing this for 3 years that come back to me and say, oh my gosh, they finally decide, okay, Nikki, I'm finally ready. They finally get started. And then they come back to me and say, I wish I would have started earlier. I cannot believe how much better I feel. So anyway, so don't wait. Just go ahead and get started. You're taking care of your health is a privilege. Make that investment in your health. There is truly nothing easier, simpler than just putting on a patch every single day and letting your body do what it was designed to do. So this really isn't, the patch really is doing nothing. It's literally your body. It's what your body was designed, how it was designed to utilize GHK copper peptide. And so it's your body doing all the work the way that it was created anyway. We just have an amazing scientist, inventor, and founder who has actually studied the way that we're designed and how to support that divine design. And so it's why people get the results that they get, because we're actually supporting the way that we were designed. And so that's what's so amazing. So Dina, I guess you are going to be the winner. We will make sure to reach out to the appropriate people so that they can send you that 5 days free of the X39. We're so glad you're here tonight. We hope we answered all your questions. Yes, yay. So exciting. Absolutely. You're so welcome. Hopefully that gave you a little bit of knowledge, but feel free to go to that website, patchtheway.com. That will give you more knowledge, but just don't wait. Again, there's no contraindications with anything you might be taking or anything that you're doing. This is just supporting your own body's design and the way that it should be working or was working at a younger, healthier state. And so it's just helping to turn those things back on again. So thank you all so much for being here tonight. It was just a blessing to spend this time with you. And with that, we pray blessing over each and every one of you. Good night, everyone. Have a good evening. Be
Good night.
blessed.
God bless.
God bless.